Good evening, children. Today is November 19th. No? Today is November 19th and the third week of this month. Right? Before starting the today's lesson, I want to inform you some crucial points, crucial things about our new online classes. Right? I want to inform you some new important facts that you must know how our procedure is going in this month. Right? First, I want to tell you this is the last day. Today is the last day that we are going to do like this week. Means that the last day that we are going to conduct a class through YouTube. Right? आता තමයි අපි YouTube එක හරහා කරන අන්තිම දවස. Next week ඉඳන් අපි ඔයාලට class එක කරන්නේ through Google Meet. Right? We are going to do the class through Google Meet. Right? This is our new way of doing the online classes. We are going to do the classes through Google Meet. Right? So remember that. So when you are going to learn through Google Meet, if you are coming to this online classes through, the mobile phone or cellular phone, you must have this app in your mobile phone, Google Meet. So please, the first thing you have to do it, please install this app, Google Meet. You must install this app. Right? You must install this app. First thing you must do is to install this app, Google Meet. Right? After that, I think now you can understand what I am telling clearly. You have to install this app, Google Meet. That is the only thing that you have to do. Right? Like the other days, we are going to send you the link through the WhatsApp group. Right? We are going to send you the link to the WhatsApp group. Then you can join to if you have downloaded this Google Meet app, you can come to the class through Google Meet. Right? So when you are doing the class through Google Meet, you have to inform. You must be knowing some important things. The important thing is that you can't watch the video after the class. The class is lively going through. Right? When you are conducting the class is going through lively. So then you can't. There is no any recordings are there. No any recordings are there. Right? So I am not recording these anything. I am just coming to the class and just doing the class through Google Meet. No any recordings are there. You can just have listen and just like a classroom, engaging in the classroom. Right? So the most important thing is please don't ask the recordings. So no any videos are there. Only the live classroom is there. So you have to come to the class at the correct time. Normally we are scheduled already at Friday and Saturday. At Friday and Saturday you are going to have the classes. Right? So normally you are grade 7, no? You are grade 7. Friday at 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. you are going to have the science class. From 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. you are going to have the science class. And on Saturday from 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. you will have the maths class. This time you are going to have the science class. Right? 8:30 to 10 you are going to have the maths class. So we are going to have the class. Remember it well. Friday from 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. here the science class. From Saturday at 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. we will have the maths class. We will give you a further notice you how these dates are fixing, how the dates are starting. We will inform you through the WhatsApp group. Right? Remember it well. Your class is from 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. and 8:30 to 10. Remember that if the class starts at 8:30 p.m. You have to go through the link. You must join to the link at 8:25. At least about 8:25. Please don't disturb because you know your grade 6 class is from 7 to 8:30. Right? After ending this class, we are starting these grade 7 classes. So don't disturb. When you join to the link, when you send the link, you can join to the link. So don't disturb. Normally you try to come to the class at 8:25. At 8:25, sometimes there will be the link. When the link is there on the WhatsApp group, you can join to the class. But normally just see about that 8:25 p.m. at science class at Friday, maths class at Saturday. Right? Then it will continue to 10, not 10:30 or 10:15. It will continues. But starting time is 8:30. Remember it well. Right? So and again I will tell you that there is no any recordings are there. You have to come to the class lively. Right? So we are not going to do any recordings, so you will have not having a recording again, you can't watch it again, right? If you can listen only at the class time only. Remember 8:12 only once on a week, only one time is there. On Friday we will have the 8:30 p.m. we will have the science class. Then Saturday you will have at 8:30 the maths class. That's the only thing, because the most we can do it earlier, but the problems are there, because the problem is that but most of the students, they don't have the mobile phones. They're going to their parents' mobile phones. So the parents, they're going to jobs now. So normally the most good time is after about 7 p.m. That is why we are going to start our class at 7 p.m. So you are having the classes at 8:30 p.m. Him by 12. Friday 8:30 p.m. 10 p.m. you have science class. Saturday you will have from maths class. Remember it. The only thing you have to do is to just install this app, right? Google Meet, right? Just install the app Google Meet. After that, you can come to the lessons. You can just join to the link and come to the. Please, I will tell again that don't ask from me again the videos. Previous past videos are not to be there, because we are not doing any video. Just going to the live classroom, right? So remember it will then continue the lessons. In grade 8 next month also, we hope to do the classes straight away. We are going to do the class to Google Meet. Next month also, we are going to deliver the classes to Google Meet. Right, okay. Just if you need to write from these things, write the name of that Google Meet, write the word Google Meet. Your class timetable is there in the board. New further details will be informed you to the WhatsApp group. New details will be given to you through the WhatsApp group. Friday 8:30 to 10 science, Saturday 8:30 to 10 maths. Please write the times now. So please be informed about that fact, right? Next week we are going to start. I will tell you the date exactly to the WhatsApp group. Right, today is 19th. No? I will most probably next week we will do the class to this Google Meet. Thing is that you have to install the app on the Google Meet. You have to count the time, come to the class at correct time. It means 8:30 means 8:30. Sometimes it will be 5 minutes, 10 minutes late. 8:30 means sometimes it will be about 8:40. Don't take it as a good thing, right? Sometimes it will be 8:40. But you have to come to the class round about 8:25. Right, okay. That's the thing. Right. Last week we were discussing with you about tessellation. I think last week we were discussing with you about tessellation. Today I am going to start the lesson, a new topic, likelihood of an event. Likelihood of an event. I think you write the topic last week. Right? Likelihood of an event. If you don't have the topic, please write the topic. Likelihood of an event. Likelihood of an event. Likelihood of an event. Please write the topic if you don't write the timetable. Likelihood of. Now you must write these things in a theory book. The last week you write this in tessellation, like that way you must write down likelihood of an event. Likelihood of an event. Right. Now please pay your attention to the board. Right. You know that various events come through our life. We have to face various events and various activities are there. So these activities which happen in day-to-day life are known as events. Right? In our life we meet various kind of events. Mainly events can be classified into three groups. Right? Mainly we can classify events into three groups. Mainly we can classify the events into three groups. First one, the events that definitely occurs. The first one is events that definitely occurs. Definitely not occurs. The events can be classified into three groups. First one is events that definitely occurs. Next one, events that definitely not occurs. Next one, definitely occur or not. Occur or not. Not definitely occur. Definitely occur. Right? Events can be classified into three groups as shown in the board. First one, events that definitely occurs. Next one is the events that definitely not occurs. Right? Events that definitely not occurs. Next one, events that definitely occurs or not definitely occur or not definitely occur. Let's see about separately. So you can see three different words are there. Another name for this kind of, I tell you another name for this kind of, just wait, this one, this one, right? Definitely occur or not definitely occur. This one is the events that definitely occurs, right? Tell me some events that can definitely happen in our day-to-day act. Just remind about these things. The events that can happen definitely. Just tell me events that can happen definitely. You just remind them. Just remind yourself how the events that definitely occurs. Sun rising from east. Sun rising from east. This is a definitely happening event. No? Sun rising from east. Right? Sun rising from east. It is a definitely happen event. No? Sun rising from east. East, E-A-S-T, right? Sun rising from east is a definitely happen event. Right, tell me another event that can definitely happens. Tell me another event that can happen definitely. Right. The day after Thursday is what? The day after Thursday is Friday. Today is Thursday, no? The day after Thursday is Friday. This is a definitely happens thing, no? Definitely the day after the Thursday is a Friday. The day after the Thursday is a Friday. It's a definitely happen. This is an event that can happen definitely. Right. Now tell me, definitely not having an event that which definitely not happens. Sun rising from west. Can it happen? No. Sun rising from west. It can't be event. Right? Sun rising from west. It can't be, no. Sun rising from west. Tell me, remind another one. Revise your knowledge. Event that definitely not occur. First one is sun rising from west. You remind yourself. Sun rising from west. So definitely not happening event. Another one. A tortoise flying in the sky. Can't happen. See, it can't happen. So a tortoise flying in the sky. It's an event that definitely not happened. Right? Tortoise flying in the sky. It is an event that cannot be happen definitely. Right. Now you got idea. Now I have marked two here. Events that happen definitely. There are two have been in the board. Events that definitely not occurs. I write sun rising from west. Tortoise flying in the sky. You can have many. Right. The events that definitely not occurs. Next, last one is our last of this. The event that definitely occur or not definitely occur. Such an event is also known as random events. What the name? Random event. The event that definitely happens or not happens. Such an event is also known as random events. Right? Such an event is known as random event. So tell me some examples for random events. Raining in the afternoon, raining in the morning tomorrow. Raining in the morning tomorrow. It can't be predicted, no. Then tell me another one. Obtaining the tail when a toast is coined. Obtain the tail when coin is tossed. This is about, there are some events that definitely occurs or definitely not occurs. Example, I write raining in the morning tomorrow. We can't predict it, no. It can be happen, no, not happen. Raining in the morning tomorrow, it can be happen, no, not happen. No, we can't predict it early, no. We can't tell that tomorrow it is raining in the morning, right? So raining in the morning tomorrow. Next one is obtain the tail when a coin is tossed. Now you know that when we toss a coin, right? When you toss a coin, you can see there are two outcomes, no. You can take two outcomes as a result. අපිට toss a coin කරාම මොකද අපිට වෙන්නේ? අපිට එන්න පුළුවන් outcomes දෙකක් තියෙනවා. එකක් තමයි එක head එන්න පුළුවන්, එක්ක tail එන්න පුළුවන්. Head එන්න පුළුවන්, tail එන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක අපිට head එනද tail එනද කලින් කියන්න පුළුවන්ද? So that is such an event is known as a random event. So we can't predict it definitely happens or not happens. We can't tell it early that such an event can happen definitely or not happens, right? So don't write these things. First put a star mark and write. First put a star mark and write. Events can be classified into. Events can be classified into. Events can be classified into. Put a star mark and write. Now you are writing this in the notebook, right? Events can be classified into three groups. Three groups. Events can be classified into three groups. Namely, number one. Put number one in the second row and put right. Number one. Events that can happen definitely. Number one is events that can happen definitely. Events can, for last slide only, events can be classified into three groups as, namely, first one is events that can happen definitely. Events that can happen definitely. Number one is events that can happen definitely. Right. Number two, events that definitely not occurs. Number two, event that definitely not occurs. Number two, event that definitely not occurs. Event that definitely not occurs. That is number two, right? Event that definitely not occurs. Event that definitely not occurs. Third one, event which happens definitely. Third one, event which happens definitely. Event which happens definitely or definitely not happen. Event which happens definitely or definitely not happens. Definitely not happens. Inside the brackets write random events. Inside the brackets write random events. Event that definitely happens or definitely not happens. Inside the brackets write random events. Inside the brackets write random events. Random events. Right. Now take a red pen and write subtopic events that happen definitely. Right. Write the topic, new topic. First one, the events that happen definitely. First topic is the events that happen definitely. Now in the board I have written two, right? I have written two of the events that happen definitely. You have write another more three. Altogether 5 events should be there, right? Events that definitely occurs. I have already written 2 in the board, right? You write these two first. Write these two down. After that, you can write another 3 extra by yourself. You have to think well and write another 3 more. Next one. Next topic is events that definitely not occurs. the events that definitely not occurs. You can write, now 2 are in the board here, you have to write another more 3, right? You must write another 3 more, the events that definitely not occur. First one was the events that definitely occurs, next one was the events that definitely occurs. For last one is the random events. Number 3, you are either pick random events and you have to write 5 more also. For that also you have to write 5 more. It means now 2 are in the board already, you have to write another 3 more. I will give you only 5 minutes time to write or complete this note. First you think, first write the topic, events that definitely occurs, then underline the topic and write 5 examples. Then write the topic, the events that definitely not occurs. Then write the topic and write 5 examples for it. Next one, events, random events. So events that definitely, you can write the topic random events. Random events mean what? Definitely happens or not happens. You can write 5 examples for it also. I will give you exactly 5 minutes time. Complete the table, complete this note. You have to write 3 more extra, each by thinking yourself for these things. Use your red pen and write the topic, right? First you have to write the topics separately, write the topic separately and write the 5 points for it. Next I write number 2 and write the topic and write the 5 points separately for it. Write number 3 random years and write all the 5 examples, right? Write them separately, just think well. You can write 5, erase these things, right? We can write many random events. Raining tomorrow, cloudy day tomorrow, there are all random events, right? Lightning tomorrow. Can you predict it earlier? Tomorrow is lightning or not? We can't predict it earlier. Lightning tomorrow. They all are random events. There are some events that definitely happens. The month after month January is February. That is a must. A definitely occurring event. The month after January is February. The last month of the year is December. They are definitely happening events. Not happening events, there are many things. Sun rising from west. We can't tell that sun rising from west. No, we know that sun is rising from east. So definitely sun cannot rise from west. Next one, a tortoise flying in the sky. We can't tell that. We can't tell that the tortoise flying in the sky. Tortoise is not an animal that is flying in the sky. No? So you can write another 3 more examples. So random events also you can write another 3 more examples. So please complete it. think time is enough, right? Time is enough. So please complete as a homework. You can write them, right? Think it well and write. Very easy, no? Events that definitely happens, events don't happens, and random events. You must remember it well, right? The events which can happen definitely, the events which cannot happen definitely, and the random events, right? Okay. Time is enough. So if you are not completed, you can do it as a homework. Complete it as a homework, right? Now time is enough. Now write the topic: experiments and outcomes. Right. The topic: experiments and outcomes. With your red pen, the topic: experiments and outcomes. The topic is new subtopic, right? Experiments and outcomes. Topic: experiments and outcomes. Topic: experiments and outcomes. Right. Now stop your work. Now from next week, I told you at the starting also, from next week we are going to start the classes through Google Meet. The most important thing is that when you are doing through Google Meet, straight away we have many benefits. Main benefit is that clearly observe. Main thing is that I can see you clearly. How are you working or not? I can see it clearly. Right? I can see you clearly whether you working or not. Right? And also I can ask you some questions also. So if you take in science, you can ask science. So can you ask so many questions? You can point out also. So when you're coming to the class, so please I'm telling you, inform it well. Don't do blunders. Right? You have to off your microphones. You have to off your microphones and just you have to on your cameras only. Right? You just on your cameras and you have to off your microphones. If you have any question, you can ask while we give you time. That is the procedure that we are going. You can't do blunders. Although we are connecting through you live, you can't do blunders. Remember it well. Right? You are not allowed to ask questions again and again. When you are doing the lesson, we will give you some time to ask from you some questions to be asked. Right? When the class is going lively, you have to on your cameras and off your microphones. If we are advising you to if you need to on your microphones, we will advise you. Right? So don't do that. I informing you earlier is the thing is to not to do blunders next week. Right? Not to do any blunders. Right? Right. Okay. The topic: experiments and outcomes. Experiments and outcome. The topic is experiments and outcome. I think I inform you that. Now I think you have given this paper. No? You have given this paper. Last I inform you to do this paper. No? In the group I inform you to do this paper, right? So today I'm going to discuss this paper also. So if you have not answered, so please take that paper also nearby to your table, right? After ending this lesson, I am going to start discussing this paper also, right? Third term I informed you earlier, third term 2018 paper, right? So please do, if you have not keep it in other side, please take it nearby you and get ready for that paper also, right? Now it's a big experiments and outcomes, right? Very easy thing, right? Just to think, now I am going to do experiment. Now you know that I am going to experiment. Now I am having a coin. Right? I am going to take a coin and toss this coin. You know that in before starting cricket match, the two captains, the match referee, and the commentators get together and they toss a coin, and they find who wins the toss. Who wins the toss is to have the option of batting first or bowling first. You know that the cricket match lovely. Cricket match match එක ආරම්භ කරන්න ප්‍රථමයෙන් කාසිය උඩ දාලා චෙක් කරලා බලන කාසිය දිනන එක යන අවස්ථාව ලැබෙනවා. ප්‍රථමයෙන් පන්දුර පහර දෙන්න හරි පන්දු යවන්න හරි. ඒක අපි එක්ස්පෙරිමන්ට් එකක් කරලා. The first experiment is to take a coin, right? I'm going to take a coin and toss the coin. When you toss a coin, you can give two outcomes. You can take two results. These results are known as outcomes. මේ අපි ළඟ results තමයි අපි කියන්නේ outcomes කියලා. අපිට දැන් අපි වක එක්ස්පෙරිමන්ට් එකක් කරන් පස්සේ අපිට results තියෙනවනේ. අනේ results වලට තමයි outcomes කියලා කියන්නේ. Now you are having the last week in this Monday, I think. In October month there was the scholarship exam. The last Monday, meaning about 11th, 16th of Monday, they released the scholarship exam marks. The exam marks, cut-off marks was released. They are the outcomes. What are they? They are the outcomes. Right? Now here, if I take the first experiment, tossing a coin. The first experiment is tossing a coin. The first experiment is tossing a coin. Now when you're tossing a coin, the results are known as the outcomes. Experiment is what? The experiment is tossing a coin. The outcomes, the results is the outcome. So what are the results we can take if we toss a coin? What are the results? Either getting head or tail. Can you understand it? Now if we do experiment, definitely there should be outcome. If we do any experiment, there should be a outcome definitely. So if take for example from science, now various scientists do various kind of experiments. Right? They do various researches and then they are taking a final product. You know that the electric bulb, the bulb that you use also is a result, an outcome which takes through an experiment. So each and every experiment has an outcome. Right? So if we toss a coin, there are two results, right? Either getting head or tail. Getting head or tail. When you're tossing a coin, there are two results: getting head or getting tail. These are head or tail are the outcomes of this experiment. Can you understand it well? Getting head or getting tail is the outcomes of this experiment. Can you understand it? Right? Okay. Then write experiment number 1. Is the topic experiment number 1. Subtopic under this main topic. Subtopic experiment number 1. Tossing a coin. Experiment number 1. Tossing a coin. Right? Experiment number 1. Tossing a coin. Experiment number 1. Tossing a coin. Right? Then write outcomes of the experiment. Next subtopic. Outcomes of the experiment. Outcomes of the experiment. What are the outcomes of the experiment? Getting head or getting tail. Getting head or getting tail. This experiment, the experiment is tossing a coin. The outcome of the results is getting head or getting tail. The outcomes also getting head or getting tail. There are two outcomes which of this experiment, right? Getting head or getting tail. Please write them separately. The experiment, I write again. The experiment is tossing a coin. The outcomes of the experiment is getting head or getting tail. Right? Getting head or getting tail. Please write it down separately. Getting the experiment results, outcomes are getting head or getting tail. Getting head or getting tail. Right. Now I think you write the outcomes also. Next experiment, experiment number 2. Experiment number 2. Now first experiment was tossing a coin. Next experiment is experiment number 2. Experiment number 2. Experiment number 2. Rolling a dice. Rolling a dice. Now you know that this experiment also you are very familiar with this example. Rolling a dice. Now you know that dice. If you take a die, and if I roll this die once, then I want to find the number on the face which turns upwards. Okay, understand? I am going to take a die and I am going to roll it once. I am going to take a die and I'm going to roll it once and put it down. Then I am going to find the face the number on the face which turns upwards. Number on the face which turns upwards. So can you tell the exact number? We can't tell exact. When you roll on a dice, we can't tell what number can be exactly, right? What can be exactly, we cannot tell. It is a random event. We already learned it. No, this is a random event. Either it can be 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of any number from up to 1 to 6. The dice is number from 1 to 6, right? Rolling a dice from numbered from, the experiment 2 is rolling a dice numbered from 1 to 6. Right. The experiment number 2 is rolling a die, right, rolling a die number from 1 to 6. So what are the outcomes of this experiment? What are the outcomes of this experiment? Now our experiment is rolling a die which numbered from 1 to 6. Rolling a die numbered from 1 to 6. Right? Rolling a die which numbered from 1 to 6. So what are the outcomes of this experiment? What are the outcomes? Right? When rolling a die which numbered from 1 to 6, what are the outcomes? It can be either getting 1, getting 2, getting 3, getting 4, getting 5 and getting 6. All these are outcomes. So we have any rolling a die which numbered from 1 to 6. What are the outcomes? Getting number 1, getting number 2, getting number 3, getting number 4, you can get number 5, you can get number 6. So these are the outcomes of this experiment. So please write them down. Experiment number 2. Now I am being at experiment number 2, rolling a die numbered from 1 to 6, and they write down the outcomes of this experiment also. Right, experiment number 3 now. Experiment number 3. Now I am going to experiment number 3. Experiment number 3. Observe whether it rains in the afternoon. Observe whether it rains in the afternoon. This is the experiment number 3. Observe whether it rains in the afternoon. Experiment number 3. Observe whether it rains in the afternoon. Right? Observe it whether it rains in the afternoon. Now what are the outcomes? What are the outcomes of this experiment? What are the outcomes of this experiment? The outcome of this experiment is raining in the afternoon, or next should be not raining in the afternoon. There are two outcomes of this experiment: raining in the afternoon or not raining in the afternoon. There are two outcomes, right? Our experiment was third experiment was observe whether it rains in the afternoon, right? There can be two outcomes: raining in the afternoon or not raining in the afternoon, right? Raining in the afternoon or not raining in the afternoon. So please write it down. Please write it down. Experiment number 3 and the outcomes. Write down correctly. Experiment number 3 and their outcomes. Right, now stop your work. I think now we have time. Experiment number 3 and the outcomes. I can see outcomes clearly. Raining in the afternoon or raining in the afternoon or not raining in the afternoon. Raining in the afternoon or not raining in the afternoon. Right. Now see the board clearly. Now I have mentioned you 3 experiments. We can write many experiments. I can write 10 no 11 no. We can write various thousands of experiments and their outcomes. I think that is not very practical. 3 is enough, I think. You can get the clear idea, no? If there's an experiment, there is an outcome also. So you already have get the idea of how to find the event. Event is a definitely happening event or definitely not happening over random event. You must be able to identify whether that event is a definitely happen once, definitely not happen, so a random event. So I think you have good knowledge to that. It's a general knowledge thing, very easy thing, right? And these things also, if there is an experiment done, there should be outcome also. There can be outcome, or sometimes there are experiments. You can argue with me. There are some experiments that without conclusions. But normally a main experiment, you know that main experiment there is a normally there is a outcome. There is a outcome. Okay. Now when you see that outcomes of all of these 3 experiments that I did, all of the outcomes of the experiments, they all can be equally happen. All the events, now I told you, I discussed with you 3 experiments. All these 3 experiments, the events can be equally happen. So the object of the experiment we choose is also called as a fair object or unbased object. Can you understand it? If I take example, the first experiment that I took, tossing a coin. Now when you tossing a coin, you can see clear there are only 2 outcomes are there, either getting head or getting tail. So that can be equal to be happen. Eka samana head wenna apuna samanathawayak වැඩි, tail wenna samanathawayakuත් වැඩි. ඒක හින්දා අපි කියන්නේ object coin එක අපි කියනවා a fair object or a unbased object. The object is known as a fair object or unbased object. By the name, the object is known as a fair object or unbased object. Right, put a star mark and write. When we consider about the, put a star mark and write. When we consider about the outcomes of the above mentioned experiments. When we consider about the outcomes of the above mentioned experiments. Outcomes of the above mentioned experiments. Outcomes of the above mentioned experiments. All these outcomes is equally spells equally like to occur. All the outcomes are equally like to occur. All the outcomes are equally like to occur. Equally like to occur. So such a object is known as. Such a object is known as fair object or unbased. Please underline that word. So such a object is known as fair object or unbased object. The spellings are in the board. Fair object or unbased object. Right? Fair object or unbased object. Such object is known as a fair object or unbased object. So please write the words correctly, underline that words also. Fair object or unbased object. The spelling is correctly. Such object is known as a fair object or unbased object. Please underline that words, fair object and unbased object. Right. I think time is enough. Right. So that is the end of that lesson. Number 29, the likelihood of an event. So we complete that lesson also now. Right? Fair about the likelihood of an event. The last week we were discussing about tessellation. Now we complete the likelihood of a very easy lesson. Right? I think now we have come to some certain points. Some lessons are there to be still discussed. Right? We will discuss it in the future. Right? Now please take that paper that I gave you last week. I told you to decide you to do a work that central points paper, that northwestern points, this one, 218. Please take that paper. Now I am going to discuss the answers for this paper. Right? That test paper for 2018 northwestern. I told assigned you to do this paper. No? I assigned you to do this paper. Please take it now. I am going to discuss the answers. It is very important. Right. Number 1, first question. Write 2 over 5 as a percentage. In the paper number 1, part 1, right? We're discussing part 1 now. Question number 1. Write 2 over 5 as a percentage. Write 2 over 5 as a percentage. You know, right? How to convert a fraction into percentage, we learn it in the classroom, right? We can convert it into percentage by making the denominator into 100. So how can we convert this 5 into 100? By multiplying the denominator by 20. We know that under fractions, if denominator is being multiplied by one number, the same number we should multiply the numerator also. This should be also multiplied by 20. So what is the answer? 40 over 100. So 40 over 100 means 40%. So answer is 40%. Answer is 40%. Right. Answer is 40%. Right. We are on number 2 now. Number 2, find the least common multiple, LCM, right? LCM is also known as LCD. Both words are correct. In the London syllabus, it is known as least common divisible, right? So it is known as LCD. Both terms are correct. LCM or LCD, both words are correct. Find the least common multiple of 60 and 45. Find the least common multiple of 60 and 45, right? Now see the board. There are many methods. I am doing the most easiest method. There are many methods to find the LCM. I am going to do the division method. I am going to do it through the division method, right? So this number 60 and 45, both these numbers can be divided by 5. The answer is here 12. 45 divided by 5 means 9. Again these numbers can be divided by 3. 4 and 3. Again these numbers can be divided by 3. 1 and 4. Again these numbers can be divided by 2, 1, again we can do it by 2, 1 and 1. So we should divide until we get the numbers 1 and 1. So what is the LCM? LCM of 60 and 45 equals to what? 5 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. The LCM of 60 and 45 equals to 5, 3, 3, 2, 2. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 3 is 45. 45 times 2 is 90. 90 times 2 is 108. So LCM is 108. So if you are not reading the answers, please write the answer with the red pen. Now I hope you all have answered the questions for this are easy things, right? LCM of 60 and 45 is 180. Please write the answers. LCM is 180. time is enough, I think. So remember, you can find the LCM in any method. So final answer should be 180. Now here I have done it by using the division method. You can continue with another method, right? Here I have done division. So if you like, you can do it with the prime factors, by using the numbers, by using multiples. So you can write the LCM. No, you know it. No, I teach it to in the classroom. No? So you can use any method. But remember, the final answer should be 180, right? Final answer should be 180. Very easy. Number 3. Which type of the following tessellation? Which type is the following tessellation? So what is the name of this tessellation? What is the name? Here you can see, last week we discussed, only one shape is there. In this tessellation only one shape is there. So this tessellation is known as a pure tessellation. The answer for number 3 is pure tessellation. Answer for question number 3 is pure tessellation. Right? Answer for number 3 is pure tessellation. Right? Pure tessellation. Right. Number 4. Number 4. A fruit drink is made using orange juice and water. Orange juice is there. Orange juice and water. In the ratio of 1 to 6. The ratio of 1 to 6. If the quantity of orange juice is 50 milliliters. The quantity of orange juice is 50 milliliters. What is the total volume of the drink that is made? You can see the drink is made of orange juice and water. Now how many total parts are there? Orange juice 1 part. In this mixed orange juice is 1 part. What 6 parts are there? Total parts is number 7. 7 total parts are there. The value of 1 orange juice part is 50. So it means that value of 1 part is 50. So what is the value of 7 parts? 50 milliliters multiplied by 7. What is the answer? 350 milliliters. The answer is 350 milliliters. The answer is 350 milliliters. Right? The answer for question number 4 is 350 milliliters. Very easy one. Plot these points on the Cartesian plane. Plot these points, number 5. Plot these points on the Cartesian plane. Now there's a Cartesian plane have been given in the book. Given your paper, you can mark it easily. If I draw it here in the board again, the y-axis. This one is the x-axis, you know it. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one, the point A is 1, 3. 1, 3. B is 2, 1. Now if we have forget this lesson, Cartesian plane and coordinates, please remember the board. Now if we have 2 points, now here we read this as 1, 3. This one 2, 1. This point is known as the x-coordinate. This number is the x-coordinate, while this one is the y-coordinate. Here the x-coordinate is 2, the y-coordinate is 1. So very easy. First mark the point A. Point A means x-coordinate is 1. Now the x-axis. I find the x-axis. X-coordinate is 1, the y-coordinate is 3. Now x-coordinate 1, straight away you can see here, 3 is here. This is the point A, and y the coordinates A equals 1, 3. Then we put a cross mark and mark it A 1, 3. Straight away it must be perpendicular to 1 and perpendicular to 3. Now x-axis the value is 1, the y-axis the value is, if you don't line to meet it, this point is the y-axis, the point is 3. Next one, 2, 1. Point B is 2, 1. X-axis should be 2, y-axis should be 1. Then should be the point here B, 2, 1. B is the 2, 1. This is the point that should be plotted in the Cartesian plane. These are the 2 points. A, 1, 3, B, 2, 1. So please mark it if you not mark it. Right. We are going to number 6 now. We are going to number 6. Represent the set A in a Venn diagram. You know it. To represent the Venn diagram, draw a circle and name this set as A. Name this set as A. This is the set A. And name it as 2, 3, 5, 7. And name it as A. Draw arrowhead and mark it as A. This is the set A, 2, 3, 5, 7. What are these numbers? 2, 3, 5, 7 are the prime numbers between 0 and 8. Right? The prime numbers between. If they have to, they are not given here, just to mark in a Venn diagram. So if they have list this Venn diagram, we make a list list the prime numbers between 0 and 8. You can write, or we can write the prime numbers between 0 and 10. So the 0 and 10 also, these are prime numbers between 0 and 10. The prime numbers between 0 and 8 both are correct. If they have given to mark list this element, අපේ මේ set එක list එකක් විදිහට ලියන්නකෝ. list කරලා ලියන්න ගියොනම් the prime numbers between 0 and 10. 2, 3, 5, 7. So if you can note it down, these are prime numbers between A equals, you can write A equals extra point, the red pen can write prime numbers between 0 and 10. Right. Number 7 now. Number 7. Find the area of the following figure. You know that this is a rectangle, figure is a rectangle. Area means length multiplied by breadth. The area of rectangle means length multiplied by breadth. Length is 8 centimeters. Breadth is 3 centimeters. 8 times 3 is 24 square centimeters. The area of the figure rectangle is 24 square centimeters. Now you can hear background sound, so don't laugh to it. Right? This area equals to 24 square centimeters. Next one, number 8. Number 8. Remember it when we cannot avoid the background noises, right? When you are doing a class, you can see in your home also. If you do the video, you can see it. There are various kind of the effects come from the environment, so you have to avoid it also. So various amount of effects are there throughout our environment. We are hearing the sounds that the other people shouting in the other areas. We cannot support the activities also. While we are doing the online class, we may hear various kind of noises in the environment, but we have to avoid them also. You have to bear these things and try to tolerate these things and do the work with. Right? Number 8. Number 8. I am going to number 8 now. Number 8. Simplify. Number 8. Simplify 1 over 3 plus 1 over 6. Number 8. Simplify 1 over 3 plus 1 over 6. You can find here, in these two fractions, numerators are equal. So what is the name given to fractions which are, the numerators are equal? They are known as, which? They are known as unit fractions. If the numerator is 1, these kind of fractions are known as unit fractions. So you can see here the denominator is 3, remainder is 6. So what happens? We want to make common denominator. We know that common denominator for 3 and 6 is 6. So we have to convert this also into 6, the grade 6 knowledge. We can convert this into 6 plus 1 over 6. 1 into 2 means 2, 3 times 2 means 6 plus 1 over 6. Final answer is 3 over 6. But remember it, you can simplify it furthermore. 3 over 6 means 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. Final answer is half. You can simplify it furthermore. The final answer is half. Write it down correctly. Now we are going number 9 now. We are going to number 9 with you now. Right? Question number 9. The price of a pen is 9 rupees and 75 cents. Find the price of 100 such pens. Find the price of 100 such pens. So answer is very easy. 975 rupees. The answer is 975. You know it. The price of one pen is 9 and 75 cents. It can be multiplied by 100. So answer is 975. Right? The answer is 975. Right. Rupees must be there. It must be there, right? 975 rupees. Next one, number 10 now. Number 10, minus 7 plus minus 10. Right, the addition of direction numbers, right? Minus 7 plus minus 10, you know that the signs are equal. The signs are equal, so we can add the numbers. 7 plus 10 means 17. Signs are equal, the final answer should be the final minus mark. So answer is minus 17. The answer for question number 10 is minus 17. The answer for question number 10 is minus 17. Right? The answer for question number 10 is minus 17. Right. Number 11 now. Come on, number 11. You will hear the background sounds are there, right? So you will bear it up. Just bear it up, right? Number 11. Simplify. Oh, I think from next week we can really I can see you also. Okay. So if you have any question also you can ask. Also, that's a great function for benefit for you also. If you have any question, you can ask from me straight away. Right? So from next month, I told you, December month, they are going to start the grade 8 class from Google Meet. I told you already, it's the way the normal days are going. Right? The further notices will be given you through the WhatsApp group. Right? So you have to check whether there are some notices are there. Every day there will be sometimes notices are given for you. And also I must tell you, I think I gave early days, I think about last Sunday means 15th of November, I upload for you in your WhatsApp group. In that in Rupavahini Corporation. In Rupavahini Corporation there is a program name Jatiya Pasada. They have scheduled you some programs, means some learning processes for you that are in single medium. They all are in single medium, but I think in this moment you don't think about single medium. Whether it is single medium or English medium, you have to learn these things because this is at this moment in the country There is no learning procedure is there. Although the online classes are there for by the tuition classes, tuition teachers, the private class teachers, they are doing the online classes, but you have not got a good idea about all these subjects. ඔයගොල්ලෝ හතරස් ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕන ඔක්කොම විෂයන් සම්බන්ධ අවබෝධයක් ජාතික පාසලක ගේම්ස් වල දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ නිසා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මම ඔයාලට අප්ලෝඩ් කරලා ඇති ගිය last Sunday 15 මතක විදියට 15 මම ඔයාලට අප්ලෝඩ් කරා WhatsApp group එකට. මේ ජාතික පාසලේ time table එක. සිංහල medium එකෙන් තියෙනවා. සිංහල medium එක කියනකොට කමක් නැහැ. although it is in Sinhala medium, you have to go through them and hear to it well and try to understand it well. If you have any difficult words, you can ask from me. In maths, if you have any difficult word that you can't understand, please ask from me. In science lesson also, you can ask from your science teacher. The difficult words are the things if you are understanding that lesson also in science and maths. So please, not only science and maths, all the other subjects, I think about 6 or 5 subjects are taken in that Jatika Pasala program. So please get ready with that and work with that. Right? Try to understand. Take about 50%, or take about 1% or 2% from it. It's free of charge for you. The most important thing is free of charge. Right? Try to catch it up the things. Right? So sometimes we don't know. We cannot tell exactly at which time your school starts. You know, this whole year is already vanished of you know. At this moment we can't tell exactly at which time we can start the class. Maybe it will be the next year, January, February or March. Sometimes it begin the next month. We can't tell it exactly. So this is a virus, no, we can't see it clearly to our eyes also. It's the most obviously problem that we have faced. So most important thing is take the maximum out of the properties that you have. Take the maximum out of the properties that you have. So I think that's a good act taken by the government to promote the education of the school children of the Sri Lanka. That's a very good work, good act taken by the government. So please work with that also, not only for science, maths. For all the other subjects also, there are some lessons are teaching that Jatika Rupavahini, Jatika Pasala program. So please get it that and do the work there. If there are some difficult things, if some other words, there are no difficult things. I think I also one day here to grade 7, your lecturer was, I was been hearing for that. The lecturer teaching it nicely. In very smooth Sinhala it was there. I hear for your class also, grade 7 class, I can remember. Right? So if there are any difficult words in that program, so if it's difficult Sinhala words that you can't understand, you can give a call or you can message me and ask from me what is the meaning of these words. Right? So please engage in that activity. In our next online class, I will ask some questions based on that Jatika Rupavahini Jatika Pasala program. Right? I will ask you some questions based on that Jatika Rupavahini that program and ask some questions from that lesson also. So please get ready with that. Do that work also that they are giving. Very important that. Right? Okay. Number 11, simplify. Number 11, simplify. Liters and milliliters. Liters and milliliters. 5 liters and 375 milliliters multiplied by 6. Multiplied by 6. Very easy question. Find liquid measurements. You know it. 6 times 5 is 30. 3 remains. 6 times 7, 42. 42 plus 3 means 45. 4 remains. 6 times 3, 18. 18 plus 4 means 22. We can't write 22 straight away. We'll take 2 here for here. 6 times 5 is 30 and 2 means 32. So answer is 32 liters and 250 milliliters. The answer is 32 liters and 250 milliliters. The answer is 32 liters and 250 milliliters. Right. Number 12 is very easy question. I think you can get it nicely. Number 12. There you have to draw a bar graph. You have to compare the bar graph. The event and the number of students are in the graph given you clearly. The event, number of students. LA, 20 students have been marked in the bar graph. Right? 20 students have been marked. Cricket, you have to mark 40. So you can draw the bar graph, complete the bar graph. Up to 40, there should be cricket. And volleyball is 30. Very easy. You can mark 30 also in the volleyball column. There is things. We have got number 13 now. Select and underline the random event from the given below. Now they have given some events. You have to underline the random event. Now today earlier we did about random events and these kind of events. You have to underline the random event out of these. First one, a fresh milk glass being white in color. A fresh milk glass being white in color. You normally know that a fresh milk glass is in normally white in color. That is a definitely happening event. Because we know that fresh milk is in white in color, right? Next one, when a die is rolled, the sides of it marked 1 to 6, the side turning up being 7. So it can be happen or not. Sometimes it can be 7. It can be 7. Next, last one, number 3, an egg board from a shop being a rotten one. Egg board being, it's random event, we can't tell exactly. That event can be happen or not even. Sometimes, normally, sometimes there can be a rotten egg in the heap of eggs that you have brought to the shop. Right, so the answer is number 3, an egg brought from the shop being a rotten one. Number 3 is an egg bought from a shop being a rotten one is the answer for it. Right, that is the answer for question number 13. Number 3 is the answer. Number 3 is the answer. Number 3 is the answer for question number 13. Right. Now moving number 14. Now we are moving to question number 14. A very easy question is there. Right. In a scale based on scale diagrams, in a scale diagram drawn to the scale 1 to 200, is a scale given 1 to 200. What is the actual length represented by 3 centimeters? What is the actual length represented by 3 centimeters? When I am teaching you scale diagrams, I teach you clearly there are the ratio given. This is the scale given 1 to 200. First, here convert this. We know it that 1 meter means 100 centimeters. You know it clearly. 1 meter means 100 centimeters. Now we can convert the both scale. Remember that I told you the both quantities should be in the same unit. Again, right? 1 centimeter represents how many? 200 centimeters. Right? I can tell you that 1 centimeter can represent 200 centimeters. It means what? 200 centimeters means 2 meters. Right? 2 meters can be represented by 1 centimeter. From 1 centimeter, you can clearly say that 200. If the scale is scale, first thing you are right, both the quantities in the same unit. 1 centimeter equals to denotes 200 centimeters. 1 centimeter represents 200 centimeters. What is the meaning of 200 centimeters? 200 centimeters means 2 meters. You can find that 1 centimeter represents 2 meters. So what is the data? What is the scale represented by 3 centimeters? If 1 centimeter represents 2 meters, 3 centimeters means 2 into 3. What is the answer? 6 meters. The answer for question number 14 is 6 meters. Right. The answer for question number 14 is 6 meters. Right. Number 15. Find the perimeter of the following figure. Number 15. Find the perimeter of the following figure. And you can find it easily. The answer is 22 centimeters. The perimeter of this figure is 22 centimeters. The perimeter of the figure is 22 centimeters. Please mark it down. Right, next one, number 16. Number 16. 15 answer is 22. I don't need of drawing that in the board again. You can find it easily. The perimeter means the length of all the sides in the exterior. So answer you can get it as 22 centimeters. Right? The answer is 22 centimeters. Right, next one. We are moving to next question now. Express, number 16, express 25 grams. Express 25 grams. Express 25 grams in milligrams. Express 25 grams in milligram. You know that 1 gram means, 1 gram means 1000 milligrams. You know it. 1 gram means 1000 milligrams. You know it. 1 gram means 1000 milligrams. So you can understand 25 grams means 25 multiplied by 1000. What is the answer? 25,000 milligrams. The answer is 25,000 milligrams. Which I told the answers. The answer is 25,000 milligrams. Right. Number 17. I count number 17. The answer for question number 16 is 25,000 milligrams. The answer for question number 16 is 25,000 milligrams. Number 17. 3a multiplied by a squared multiplied by b squared with e cubed. Right. How simple is this one? 3a multiplied by a square, it means 3a into the power 3 multiplied by b into the power 3. So 3a 3 b 3. 3a to the power 3 multiplied by b to the power 3. Now here a to the power 2 multiplied by a means a to the power 3. Remember it well. A multiplied by a to the power 2 means a to the power 3 multiplied by b to the power 3. There is a constant number 3. So answer is 3 into a to the power 3 into b to the power 3. So tell me a special name given when power is 3. And the special name? The special name is cube. The special name is cube. When the power is 3, you can tell that expression the number as a cube or b cube. Okay. So answer is 3a cube b cube. Number 18. Number 18, solve. Solve x minus 1 equals 5. Solve x minus 1 equals 5. So okay, very easy. You can take this minus 1 to the right hand side. How to remove this minus 1? How to remove this minus 1? So we have to find the value of this unknown term x no. How to do this? By adding the plus 1 to the both sides. 5 plus 1. These two cut. X equals 6. X equals 6. So answer for question number 18 is x equals 6. Next one, number 19. Now we are going to number 19. 600 rupees was divided between A and B. 600 rupees was divided between A and B in the ratio of 2 to 1. Right? 600 rupees was divided between A and B in the ratio of 2 to 1. Find how much money did A receive. Find how much money did A receive. Now 600 rupees is divided among these two children, A and B. A සහ B අතර බෙදාන දෙකට එක අනුපාතය. අපි අහන්න ඕනේ ඒකට ලැබෙන ප්‍රමාණය අහන්නේ. How many money does A receive? Right. Tell me total number of parts. One total number of parts. Total number of parts is 3. Total number of parts is equal to 3. How much rupees are there altogether? 600. Then what is the answer? 600 divided by 3 means 200. The value of one part is 200. Value of one part equals to 200 rupees. So what is the value of two parts? A have two parts. You can see A have two parts. So the A have how much rupees? 200 into two parts means 400 rupees. Right? A have 400 rupees. So please mark it down. The money that A received is 400 rupees. The value that the money that A received is 400 rupees. Right? The value that A received is 400 rupees. Right. Boon number 920, the last question of part 1. Right. Remember I told you earlier, I told you several times, next week onwards we are going to teach you through Google Meet. Okay, so everybody have to install the app Google Meet. Right. So I will give you more information for the information about which day whether it starts. Sometimes maybe tomorrow or this Sunday, Saturday. I don't know the exact day. I will inform you through the WhatsApp group. Right. Any day from today. Any day can be from today. Right. Remember it. Normally you will have on it on. I told you earlier, Friday and Saturday. But before that, if I have extra class, I will inform you to the WhatsApp group. So always be through with the WhatsApp group. It means don't always be at WhatsApp. So if there's a notice, we will inform you, either me myself or the science sir, or sometimes it may be from the some other institute. They will inform you that how the procedure is being going. Right. Exact the date is the fixed date is that I told you the fixed date is that I told you Saturday and Saturday. Sorry, Friday and Saturday. You have science class from grade at 7 to 8:30 to 10 on Friday. Maths class is on Saturday 8:30 to 10. Right. So the only thing you have to do is to only install the app Google Meet. That is the only thing that you have to do. The other things are done by us. Just you have to come. I also remind you that please don't do blunders in the online class. The most important thing is that. So if you do a good online classroom, then all the participants should be give a great help for the teacher. Otherwise, he can't do the class well. So if you have to close your mute your microphone. So I will give the chance you to on your cameras, so then I can observe you clearly what you are doing, other not or not. So that's the way we are going to meet from next day. That's the way that we are going to do our classroom. Right. By number 20 now. A or B are two solids. Using your knowledge of solids, complete the blanks. Now A and B are two solids. Right. A and B are two solids. They have given some features. I think last week I was discussing with you about the Euler's relationship. I think you got it, the Euler's relationship well. Right, these things you must learn it well in grade 7, otherwise you can't work in grade 8. I told you in the last day also. Right, for the shape, solid A, number of faces 6, number of edges 12. What can be the number of verses in that figure in the solid A? It should be 8. Row number 1, A should be, verses should be 8. What is that figure A? They have not asked here. What is that figure? The figure with number of faces 6, number of verses 8, number of edges 12. What is the solid that we can make? That is cube and cuboid. Both the cube and cuboid have the same properties. You know it. Both the cube and cuboid have the same properties. Number of faces, number of edges, and number of vertices in the cube and cuboid are equal. And then you can see whether these answers are correct by using the Euler's relationship also. I teach you in the previous weeks in the new online class about Euler's relationship. And then you can go to number of faces plus vertices equals to number of edges plus 2. So after reading through that equation, you can find whether the number of faces, number of vertices, and number of edges are equal. So answer should be 8. Answer should be 8. Next one, B, figure P. Faces have been not given. It's blank. Vertices 4. Edges 6, vertices 4, and edges is 6. You can see here, vertices 4 and edges 6. What is the number of faces? What is the figure? Really, the faces should be 4. The faces should be 4. So the answer here is 4. Answer for question part B is 4. What is this figure? The compound figure with number of 4 faces, number of 4 vertices, and number of edges 6. What is that figure? That figure is the regular tetrahedron. We learned this in grade 6. Regular tetrahedron. A solid with 4 faces, 4 vertices, and 6 edges is figure is regular tetrahedron. Right? Figure is regular tetrahedron. Regular tetrahedron. Right. I think now if we start to discuss a question, so we have another 5 times, 5 minutes time is there another. So you can start discussing. The part 1 is completely discussed by myself. Today I discussed part 1 completely. Now I think we can say do question number 2 also. We'll do it fastly. So I'm going to do it fastly, right? Because number 1 you can do it. You can do it next week. First I'm going to discuss question number 2, part 2, question number 2, right? I'm going to discuss with you part 2 because I am having another class with you. I have another class at 8:30 p.m. That's an online class for grade 9 students. So I am going to run that class. So I have to stop at the correct time. So I do it now. So express the following percentages as percentage in part 2, question number 2. Right? We are discussing with you part 2. Right? Part 2, question number 2. Part 2, question number 2. Right? See it now. See it well. Express the following percentages. Express the following as percentages. First one 3/4. Now we want to convert this as a percentage. We know that to convert into percentage you have to make this denominator into 100. So multiply by 25, multiply by 25, it means 75/100. It means 75%. The answer is 75% for number 1. Number 2, 0.8. 0.8 means 8/10. Multiply by 10, multiply by 10, it means 80/100. The answer is 80%. The answer is 80%. The answer is 80%. I think next day we can continue with the lessons, right? Next day we can continue with that point. Now here for number 2 we discuss up to part 2. Part 1 answer is 75%. Part 2 answer is 80%, right? Okay, I will again remind you that for next week I told you, today the last day that you are coming to learn into YouTube. Next week onwards you are going to learn through Google Meet. We will meet on that class. Right, so always I will again tell, always be safe. Now these days it's spreading to the whole district also. It's very dangerous situation nowadays, right? So you have to always be safe, always be at home, right? Work hard, don't miss your work. Right? I told you the beginning in the classroom also. Always do the work, go to the previous lessons and revise them, and we try to catch your syllabus and try to work with the syllabus, right? So we will inform you if there further information is there. We'll inform you through the WhatsApp group, right? So we'll meet you in again the next week through the special lab Google Meet. We are going to do the live classes there. So until that, I think goodbye and good night.